The Video Game Veteran has some exciting information about PS5 and the next Xbox game. It's pretty exciting, and it has to do with backwards compatibility. What is that? Stay tuned and find out. So this article came from BGR.com, and it says in here that the president of Cradle Games, Marc-Andre Jutras, who used to work for Activision and Ubisoft, has come out and said some stuff about the next generation of consoles and how he thinks that the next generation of consoles should really put a heavy emphasis on backwards compatibility, that it's basically a no-brainer, and that he predicts that PlayStation 4, 5, and the next Xbox is going to support backwards compatibility at launch of some kind, which is pretty exciting because the last generation, it was this weird kind of like in flux situation.
For the past 2 generations, technically.
Oh, yeah. Where they like went from discs to like, now we're like more digital, but we still have discs.
Right.
And they didn't really know what to do with it. I don't know why they couldn't make it work, but I guess there's some kind of like coding thing with the disc when you put it in that doesn't work properly or whatever.
Yeah.
But regardless, it hasn't ever worked. And Xbox finally did do their backwards compatibility program with Xbox One. So they brought a lot of games to it, which was nice. But PlayStation 4 hasn't really done that. They've had some like crossplay stuff with Vita.
Remasters,
yeah.
Like that's the only way to be bringing it this way.
But not like proper like things. I mean, the PlayStation Now, I guess, has some stuff you can stream. But the hope is that this next generation of consoles, like one of the big selling points is that everything from PS4, everything from Xbox One will be backwards compatible with the new system.
Yes.
And hopefully even older libraries.
Yes.
Like how badass would it be that you could go back and play Halo Combat Evolved, the original, without the bad with the bad graphics. Not the good graphics, the bad graphics.
Yeah, right. No, I understand. Like this is something that they could add to their Game Pass, you know, or their online pass. Like here, pay $60, pay $70, pay $100 a year. You get full backwards compatibility of, you know, obviously not all the games are going to be able to be in there, you know.
Yeah.
And you're paying for an emulator, let's say, which I think is what's going to happen. Like they're just going to have some kind of download for an emulator, like Nintendo does on their eShop when you get the $20 or when you get the subscription. You know, like it just makes sense to have something like that and have it ready to go. And that's why I think Xbox and just in general first-party titles are going to be super important. And then Xbox is going to have to make some more first-party titles because it's easier to put those on an emulator and keep those over time because you don't have to go through all these legal battles just to get it, you know, keep it on the console because like it's stuff that, you know, people really want, you know. And if you have to fight over that, it just doesn't make sense. But yeah, I think my biggest concern is that what's going to happen with Nintendo? Are they going to still be lagging behind at the end of the day like they have been in the past? Because all these games that we're getting on the eShop, like it makes sense for them to be able to transfer to a new Switch or, you know, a different console in the future. But is that the case? But I'm glad that that Xbox and PlayStation most likely will have this. And I feel like Xbox is leading the charge and they are going to have for this next one. Like they're going to figure it out. Yeah.
And I feel like they've been building up to this moment anyway with the backwards compatibility stuff, and hopefully they've done something where they can, like Mark said in this article here from BGR, you know, he was basically saying that, hey, you know, we just, if you make an emulator, it's got some bugs, I don't really care, I can play it. Like games back then had bugs, like just throw it out there. It doesn't have to be perfection, you know, on the new system. Just like let us be able to go back and experience those things as they were. And there's some certain things that I would probably go back and jump into. But yeah, like if you launch a console and then say, okay, we have like 15 titles that are like brand new to the Xbox, you know, Neo, whatever the hell they're going to call it. And then you have like 15 titles that come out at launch for that system. Then you have a 400 catalog backlog of Xbox One games and Xbox 360 games you can purchase. That'd be great.
That Switch is going to be easy.
Or have the subscription service also where like you buy this console, pay $10 a month, $15 a month, whatever it is, and then now you can like download these games and like play them as part of that subscription.
Exactly.
I was like, I don't know how much they'll make off of that, but those old titles, they're not selling them anyway, so might as well just make it to where you have a subscription that allows people to play them because you're still going to get money off of those old games that you don't make anymore. You know, just like
Right, exactly.
just continue to make money off of it. Makes sense. Makes perfect sense.
Yeah, from a business perspective, it makes sense. I mean, you're creating an ecosystem that people can get behind and will stay behind over generations, is what I think they want, what I think they need, you know, and it makes it easy switch over to a new console. I don't know. That just feels like the right way to go. And I feel like that's where we are headed. But I mean, you never know.
I do know. I did read some stuff not too long ago about like doing remasters of games and stuff like that. Like there is, I think the biggest hurdle with these companies is the licensing issues that they have to overcome, because sometimes, you know, you go back, you know, say to, you know, I was listening to them talk about Spyro doing that remaster, and like the code's there, but like they may just have like willy-nilly like put the code on something, or like if you go back way back in the day, it was so like haphazardly put together, you know, they were just like hacking stuff together in the garage, so they may not have the code anymore. They could have lost the original source code. So like how do you then do that? You really have to like remake the game.
Exactly.
And then like if you don't, like if the person that built the game is like passed away, well, like you can't get permission from them anymore, or like if that IP got sold off to somebody else, like you got to go through all these different hoops to get access to that stuff. Like there's a lot of red tape with that, and I think that's what holds it back in the most part. But like you said, like definitely if they can get first party titles out there, at least that lineup they can secure.
Exactly.
And hopefully the whole Xbox Play Anywhere thing doesn't mean just PC and Xbox One, but it means PC, Xbox One, and every future Xbox going forward. And I'm assuming it would.
Right.
So,
and I would argue to say that's why the PlayStation got such a huge, well, at least I felt like they got such a huge bump in the beginning, like selling consoles. Yeah, they didn't have the best lineup, but it's like, hey, look at all these remasters we're going to have. And it's like, holy shit, like those are games I missed out on and I want to play. Like that's
true. Yeah.
It was like one of the deciding factors for me to get a PlayStation 4, right? Because, you know, most of the games were going to be on both those consoles, the Xbox One and the PlayStation 4. So
yeah, because I remember I bought Injustice, and that was like, I bought it intentionally on the PS4 because I wanted the enhanced graphics and stuff like that.
Right.
And then, you know, the only one that was like original that was for the PS4 was Killzone Shadowfall. And I picked that up, but everything else I purchased was like stuff that was re-released from PS3.
Exactly.
But with better graphics.
Right.
So, yeah. I think
having those, it's easy to just come over, you know, instead of being like, well, I mean, I guess it's easy to kind of make better graphics. I don't know how that switch was for, you know, Injustice, because basically it was a last gen game coming into this generation.
Yeah.
And I guess it was easy to just kind of make that switch over.
Yeah. I mean, it was noticeably not as good looking as Killzone for sure, but it was still good. You know, it was a lot of fun, and the gameplay was great. But yeah, I think we're gonna. I think now that we're in such a digital age, and like most of these games are available digitally from the PS4 from launch, all of them were available digitally. So they have a digital library of these games already established. So those should easily be able to carry over and be backwards compatible in this new system. And then you can just still buy that library. So now whenever the new thing comes out, you'll just have to have like a filter or some kind of like trigger that says like, this is PS5 like enhanced, and you know, PS5's version, or I don't know, some verbiage that allows you to like be able to filter out the differences. Or if they're older games that have been remastered, like that'll be an indicator of like, this is a PS5 or a game that was PS4 but it is enhanced for the PS5, kind of like they do with PS4 Pro enhance, you know?
Right.
But like do a better job at labeling it, because they didn't do a good job with the PS4 Pro back when it came out.
Right.
They've done a better job now, but when that first launched, that was a whole mess, because people were like, "Oh, this is PS4 Pro enhanced. What's enhanced?" You know, they never told anybody what was enhanced.
Yeah.
Is it HDR? Is it more settings in the settings menu? Like didn't really know. So, but they've done a better job with that as of late. So, I hope that same thing happens with this one. You know, so
I agree. Good things coming in the future, I hope.
What do you guys want to see for PS5 and the next Xbox, whatever they call it? It'll have a name.
Are emulators enough to have you sold, and will it keep you coming back to that generation or that line of consoles in the future?
Yeah. Will a backwards compatibility console be a deciding factor for you to want to purchase X console versus X console? Let us know in the comments right down there. Let us know. Hit that subscribe button over there. You definitely want to do that. That's important. Press that button. It'll make our faces happier, which is exciting. You always want to make people happy. all you gotta do is just press a button. It makes people happy.
That's it. That's all I gotta do. Boom.
If you could do that with the world, that'd be amazing.
If you don't want to do that,
videos over here.
Yeah, we got videos.
We got other stuff. So thank you all for watching. Make sure you check out all the content, theinnergamer.net. We'll see you next time.